Ladies and gentlemen, live from T-Briz Studios, it's the Adult Baby Show.
I'm a sweet boy.
I'll let a girl suck any part of me. I mean, honestly.
It's just in my mouth, just.
Oh, like, I'll try anything once.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Except getting to work on time.
You just ruined my day. Fuck your day.
Oh, let's get the feet involved.
It's not a nut. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud with you.
Some people
Yeah.
are absolutely
Uh-huh.
disgusted by me.
He ain't lying.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Adult Babies Podcast, episode 271. I am B.
Chick.
And I'm Ryan.
Hey, we're back, baby, after a week off.
I just noticed you had like a funfetti hat.
It is funfetti. Yeah, it is. It's got
Looks like
speckles.
looks like insulation,
It does. Insulation.
which makes it look itchy as well.
It's actually a nice, it's a comfy hat. It's not itchy. I'm wearing it. But does the sweater look itchy
No,
too?
it looks comfortable.
Because this is comfy. I've
Yeah.
become a sweater guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I love a
too.
sweater these days.
I enjoy sweaters, but I like the hood. That's why I don't wear
Yeah.
sweaters.
Why do you like the hood?
I don't even know. I do put it on sometimes, but I don't even always wear it.
Yeah.
It's not like I constantly wear it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could just be a habit, creature of habit. It's
I
what
like
I've
it.
always wore.
I wear hoods a lot.
I do
like
wear the
hoods.
hoods, but
With a bald head, it's my hair.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's, like people walk around with hair that covers their head. I don't
People
have
don't
that.
realize that you lose, as a bald person, you need a little top.
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah,
do.
there's stuff.
It's freezing in the winter.
Yeah. So, but I wear it a lot. Just it's almost like as a 43-year-old man, it's embarrassing to say. It's almost like a comfort thing, like a comfort,
No, I agree
like a
with
blanket,
Yeah.
Yep.
like a little bit of isolation.
It's almost
It
like,
is
where
nice.
it's like I'm invisible and you're not, but you just put the hat and
Yeah,
the hood on, you feel a little
It's weird.
like,
Yeah.
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 I do it at night. My apartment is so damn cold. There's like no insulation in, like I have none of this. I use
some
it
more of
all.
those, stuff them in.
I use
stuff
it
them
all
in
on
the
my
walls.
hat. But it's freezing in there. Like I'll turn the heat on, and it's one of those types of places where the second you shut the heat off, it's cold in like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
it's,
so
it's,
there's,
it's
you got
terrible.
like leaks
is
and
it-
stuff. It's not that the heat doesn't work. It's that
No, the heat works.
The heat escapes.
It just there's no insulation. In there.
thin windows. And,
I have thin wall. It's a lot of windows for a small place.
yeah.
Does it get too hot too when the heat's on?
It could get too hot.
I hate that.
It never gets too. It's never like I'm sweating in here because it's always.
It's my biggest issue with winter is you go in places and you're too hot because it's the heat's pumping, and then you're like geared up,
hot,
but then you're
Too hot.
yeah,
Too hot, lady.
or you're too cold. It's like
I know.
it's very hard to get that.
That's why the jacket is a tricky monster. You don't like because then you got to
true, though.
carry it.
When
Yeah.
you're like, so I always use the Knick game as my best example because you spend most of your time indoors in a place that's warm and you don't need the jacket. But the traveling to and from, you're always like, oh my God, it's in the winter. I got to gear up. And then
Yeah.
it's like just annoying when you're there.
Then you're there, and you got to do something with the stuff.
Yeah, it's so
I
annoying.
hate that the winter you do. I feel like I have so much stuff with me, and I hate it. I like to be free as a bird.
No.
I was in the city last week, and I have a usual big thermos.
Yeah.
I left it on McDougal. Just left it down because I had so much crap. I had jackets and keys and all this.
Jackets.
Yeah.
But what I was saying was when I sleep now, I wear a hoodie and I put the hoodie over me, like and I just snuggle into the hoodie.
Yeah.
Like you said, you sort of disappear into the hoodie, and it's a great like almost it blankets your skull.
Yeah. Agreed.
I'm a big if I'm inside, I'm constantly in and out of a blanket, like in the winter because the heat's on. It's like I want to be cool.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I do like is that I'm an outside guy watching TV, but it's getting towards the end of that season where I'm gonna have to park it in. But right now I could just gear up with layers and I have like a space
too
heater
bad.
outside where I'm comfortable. It's like you get the nice fresh air, it's a little cool, but I'm not cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's starting to I got like an industrial heater. My friend of the family saw that I had this shitty heater because he was there the other day and he's like, I got you.
Just from being for your outside.
Yeah, for my
stuff.
outside hanging out, and he brought me like an industrial heater, small, like a little space heater, but
Not like one of
doesn't-
those ones you go to a restaurant and they have like the big
I
pipe that
wish
goes
I
up and
had
the-
that, but yeah,
Sit under
no.
that?
Oh
Those things, like,
no.
those
I mean,
things
industrial power wise, it's not necessarily a big guy, but
Yeah.
I'm
sure it does the trick.
Oh, fucking! It's almost too much. Where I'm like burning the skin on me.
You ever,
Yeah.
you ever have like electric socks? You ever put those
I
on?
never did the electric socks, but I have a nice, comfy pair of socks. I usually double sock it.
I've never. They have electric socks. I'm sure they do.
yeah.
Like
I don't know
heated
what this is
socks.
the
I've
first,
heard of that. Yeah.
first time I'm really
Yeah, they
thinking
have
about.
socks you can put batteries in, and now they probably like have a USB charger in
Yeah.
them.
Wow,
Now, probably, yeah.
I should get that.
Yeah.
But again,
you
that's
could sleep for what? Sleep? Could you sleep with socks on?
I have to. I'm telling you, my apartment's freezing.
Even
you
with
don't
the heat
put
on.
the heat on at night.
I put it on at night, but it's like
So it sounds like the heat doesn't work. You were saying
Yeah,
before
now
we-
it sounds like the heat doesn't
it works.
work.
It works, but I'm trying to cut back on expenses.
So you don't put the heat on at night.
I do.
I'm
but
not knocking it.
something's
I'm
not
saying when
adding
you
up.
go to bed.
No,
Something's
no,
not
no.
adding up. Yeah,
Because
his story-
something's
his
not
story
adding
is
up.
not-
I'm
his
telling
story's not
you,
adding
I'm
up.
telling you, the second I put it, like, it does get a little too hot. So the second I turn it on, it literally just goes out the window. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
work. I
I need to have it on. I like to sleep in the nude. So
you sleep naked?
yeah.
I can't. I like to, but I can't because I sweat, and then my sheets and everything will just.
You
be
sweat in the winter?
Yeah, but so
I
you're
sweat
sweating
all
in.
year round.
You're sweating into your whatever your sweatpants, whatever you sleep.
But
in,
I'd
you
rather
into?
sweat into like the shirt than my
The
bed
sheets.
is now soaked.
Yeah, yeah. No, that makes sense, but I don't have that problem.
No, I know. Yeah, you're lucky.
He's looking at. Like,
I'm jealous.
He's looking at my bedroom like he sleeps naked in
I
there.
can't. So yeah, like you're looking at me like, wow, you wear socks? I'm like, wow,
I couldn't wear socks.
you don't
in
even
bed.
wear underwear?
Yeah,
Don't
no.
you feel exposed? They came at me, that microphone.
Yeah, it took a little bit getting used to, but now I can't imagine. I can't.
I know a
sleep
few
any other
people
way.
who sleep naked.
I can't.
who've
Like
talked
the
about it,
the
at
idea even of sleeping with underwear on is like and I did it for years, but now looking back, I'm like, I can't.
What was that
all
first
twisted
night
up.
like where you're like, I'm derobing?
Honestly, it was liberating. Yeah,
Free.
I'm jealous.
It felt great, but like the exposure, like the feeling exposed or feeling like, what if something happens? I got to jump out of bed. That wasn't great, but the feeling of laying
If
in
you
bed
have
naked.
a night guy coming in here, a night guy, a fucking criminal, something night,
A night
a
guy.
night
Like
guy.
Did we got a prowler?
That's a night guy.
There's a night guy
That's a
here.
night guy coming.
This is a night guy, and I'm in the nude.
Sound like a child
Come-
being scared
come
of a
get
night
it.
guy.
Yeah.
So do you have like, is your dresser within like grabbing distance?
No.
Because say you do have a night guy or something weird happens. Like you feel like I would feel comfortable where I want to reach for something real quick.
Yeah, I usually have a pair of sweatpants close by.
Okay.
Not because of that, but because I usually take them off before I just leave them by the bed. But
Now, when you
I
go,
have 'em-
do you pee in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
At all?
I
So
don't get dry. I walk.
you
yeah.
walk naked.
But dark.
he just walks through a studio
I would walk
in
through
the
it
nude.
naked
Do
too.
you know
Yeah,
that?
I would.
through your through
Listen, we're driving a long way to come out here, and we have our producer walking through our studio naked. It's a lot.
Okay,
you know?
what-
It's a lot to take in.
what are
That's
they-
all I'm saying.
You're
Took me
sitting,
for a second to figure out what he was talking about.
okay. You're sitting on my couch, right?
Hey, sure.
Yeah.
You don't think anything's been done on this
What
couch?
do you think the odds are I've had sex on that couch?
Knowing you, I'm sure something's happened on this couch. Fair enough. I'm sure there's been a lot of things.
Come in here in full latex suit next
Yeah.
time.
Good for you. You know,
That'd be hilarious.
my apartment has none of that stuff.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that at Peace House.
Although I do walk around. I have walked. I told you, when I get out of the shower sometimes, especially in the summer, I'll walk around naked.
I walk around naked more than I should, and I walk in my backyard. I go in the pool. Like,
You walk outside naked.
yeah, I'm a.
How about that?
I'm jealous that I can't sleep naked because I want to.
Yeah.
It's just strict.
You'd have
I
to-
probably could sleep naked if I had my sleep apnea machine. Like, but whenever, I mean, I've been sleeping with it. It's really, but I'm so used to sweating that I never sleep naked. But the sleep apnea machine, I don't really sweat as much at all.
I
almost.
feel like that sleep apnea machine is something that you should be using.
I do, and then like I go through a little small phase where I won't because it's so much better to sleep without it, as far as like comfortable. but the next day you feel so much better when you wear it.
It's a yeah.
Yeah, pros and
It's
cons.
a trade off. You gotta.
But no, I'm usually with it, but I might actually try naked with the sleep apnea machine, and
That's a
if
sight.
that works out well, it could be a bad news for everybody. Yeah.
Imagine seeing a Nightman. The Nightman would be like, I'm seeing it.
Naked chick with the
Seen
mask.
a baby
sleep
elephant.
apnea
Put a mask naked me with the mask.
a baby elephant.
He looks like a baby elephant in this thing. It's
Yeah?
hilarious. Yeah. Because he's got like
two
the,
baby elephants. One on the top,
Oh,
one on the
yeah,
bottom.
it's definitely baby the other way.
no, because it has like a tube coming out, so
Sure.
it looks like
You know
an
what? I don't
elephant.
know. I'll send you I have the picture somewhere of
Okay.
when I took the. Remember the test I took when I was in the hospital?
He took a sleep
And I
apnea
had,
test.
it was even they stuck me with a whole bunch of shit. I got to send you those pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that you really need to see them, but it's interesting.
Yeah, I would like to see it. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is. I might try this tonight or tomorrow. Go naked.
I think you
with,
should try anything at this point. You should just you should be open to trying new things.
No, but I just I wish I could sleep because I have the same. I don't like things scrunching up on me while I'm trying to get comfortable in bed. Like he was saying, boxers riding up, or
Yeah.
like I try and be as layered as little as possible, and I like to be cold, and naked is the ultimate way to get a little chilly.
I've been wearing a robe to bed
Get out of here,
with a
really?
sweatshirt underneath it. So,
I couldn't
yeah.
imagine going
Christ.
to bed with that much shit.
I'm
gotta borrow
bundled up
his-
like I'm
You
going
gotta borrow his heater.
skiing.
Yeah, I know. You want my space heater? I do have an extra one now, and it works great.
Yeah, maybe I will. I have one at my parents' house. I gotta go get it.
But this
Be
one isn't
careful.
high. Like the one I would give you would be high. You just put it in your room, and you could put it like by the door, and it would probably heat your whole room up.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it would heat my whole apartment up.
I actually probably would. And it's
But is
small.
that more or less energy than just turning
That's
your
what
heat
I'm
on?
saying. Like it's
That's actually a good question.
It's because there's a lot of electric usage, watts used, I guess. I don't know what the correct.
The high powered one I have, I think my the guy said if you ran that like all day long, it's like running a washer machine all day long.
Yeah,
like that's how
that's
much
like-
power
yeah.
it takes.
Seems like a lot.
It seems like
What I do is I just don't look at that bill when it comes.
Yeah,
I just
that's
have, I
a
just
good
have
way
a
to
direct
do it.
deposit. I just have direct withdrawal rather.
But do you notice
I
a
just-
difference, say winter and summer?
with the bill,
Yeah.
I don't look at it.
But you don't
just
feel
comes-
it in your like wallet at all? Like you're not noticing that like I have a little extra
I
or
don't
a
pay
little
attention
less.
to my bills
All
like
right,
that.
fair enough.
Yeah, I should.
No, no,
I'm
I
not saying
know.
I don't have the money to not look at my bills
get
like
it.
that.
I get what
would
you're
just
saying.
like I don't want to. I don't like to look at price of gas. Like if I need to stop and get gas, I'm gonna get gas. You know?
Well, that's the other thing. If
I
you
don't-
need
I
it
don't wanna-
anyway, what's the difference?
But I don't want it to stop me from going to a place. Like I
I
just,
get you.
I'm the same way.
I just do the thing.
And I should be better though. I'm trying to
should-
be better.
I-
I'm trying to be better. That's
I've gone through phases, like making a chart of all my debts for a month, and my income for a month, and like trying to budget, and I stick with it for a couple months, and then it just all goes out the window.
yeah.
You know?
It's hard.
Yeah,
I mean,
That's how
I
feel about
can
it.
definitely speak on that.
No, it's everybody goes through it in a certain way. I don't know.
but are you a big AC guy? Do you run the AC a lot in the winter though, or like
Yeah.
a fan is good enough for you?
No, I like an AC, yeah. But it pays pretty cool down here. So
Yeah, because
perks
you're
of,
underground.
perks of living in a basement. It stays pretty cool down here, yeah.
That is
That is the perk of living in a basement.
it is a nice perk. I remember when I lived in my parents' basement. For years, I had their basement.
Yeah.
And it was perfect during the weather wise was great because it was warmer in the winter and it was colder in the summer. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
So there's an expiration date on this living situation
Oh,
because
what's going
this
on?
house will be getting sold within a year and a half, maybe.
Oh?
ideally.
Oh, all right. Well, is that good for you guys or?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
that's good. Yeah, it was the plan from the get go.
right.
So, but I gotta find like where do I want to go next? Like,
Farmingdale.
what town?
Somewhere in Nassau County.
So yeah, I mean maybe you know what I mean because I was there the other night. You know, I bumped into B and
It was really great seeing
Well,
you.
let's
Yeah, it
figure
was
this out.
lovely.
Yeah, where does
Yeah.
Ryan's next move?
Where's my move gonna be? 'Cause
What are you looking? What's your?
I want to live near in a town, someplace like B where I have
You mean like a
Foot-
Main Street type town
where
where
I
there's
can
bars? and-
easy access to restaurants and cool stuff like that. Like I don't
Can
drink,
you-
so it's such a waste for me to live there because like he's drinking at the bar. It's such a great thing to be able to go out to a bar and walk home and not have to worry about how
Oh,
you get back
that's
from the
true,
bar.
yeah.
It is such a perk.
Yeah.
Like being able to not drive to not. I would take an Uber
You
anyway.
could go to how many bars could you go to and
I
not
can
have
go
to
to
worry about it?
Does your
plenty.
commute to work matter to you too much?
Not really. No.
See, that's even
I
better.
mean,
that
as long
you
as
don't-
it's as long as
long
it's
as it's not
under
insane.
I don't know, 40 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would do it. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's such a waste. Like I lived in Patrick for a while, like walking distance to town. And
Yeah.
I would walk into town all the time to eat, but I'm like, I should start drinking because
Oh,
it's such a waste. I can drive.
But
I can
you
walk
still
home
have
from
all
a bar.
those great restaurants there.
That's what I
That's
like. I
still
like to eat.
great, man.
Just a place to be able to like go out and eat quick and
Well, that's the good thing. Farmingdale has turned. They have a lot of good restaurants on Main Street now,
yeah,
Yeah,
and they're
there's-
different. It's all different types of shit you can get over there now.
yeah,
It's not like it's all the same.
yeah. So definitely a possibility. I mean, I love those places across the street from you.
Those
Yeah.
are super expensive.
They're
Yeah,
very
I know.
expensive.
They're like
I have a
crazy
buddy
expensive.
that lives in
Yeah.
those.
They are beautiful, but they're just. It's also because of the train that you get. They
Yeah.
jerk up the price.
I always like the idea of Massapequa because
Massapequa's nice.
Listen, I
that's-
won't knock that. I hate the people there, but you're not a
so
Massapequan, so
yeah,
you
I've
do
heard
what you
this.
got to do.
It's come up a couple of times. Is there like a rivalry, like a school
There's
rivalry?
a big
with-
school rivalry, but I also just think the people of
I never saw this
Massapequa-
rival. This is all him.
Well, there's always been a sports. I mean, you've never seen it. Are you kidding me?
I guess
the
I-
teams aren't allowed to play on Friday nights anymore because of numerous fights.
The
The football
Farmingdale
teams
and Massapequa.
They're not allowed to play Friday night football games anymore because of numerous fights. The last big one
in
happened.
all Massapequa, just Massapequa versus Farmingdale.
Massapequa versus
I didn't-
Farmingdale.
Is it
They're
allowed to happen on Friday night?
not allowed to happen on a Friday night anymore.
He's like
There was a huge brawl that happened that was on Montauk Highway by the Massapequa High School. That like the fight went after
spilled
that,
out onto
it
Montauk
spilled
Highway?
onto like Montauk Highway, and like after that was like, and there was another big fight.
I love how they blame the night.
yeah.
Well, I think they just, I guess they look at, yeah, I agree with you. It
Yeah.
doesn't really make a difference, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's whatever. But I tend to think the people of Massapequa are just awful human beings. As a,
No,
like,
it's
I
not.
know you can't generalize everybody. There
course you
are
can't.
exceptions to the rule.
But there's
generally
mindsets.
speaking,
There's mindsets to towns in schools. There's those mindsets.
Yeah.
Like Smithtown had a certain mindset.
generally speaking, it's a bunch of fucking racist Italians who just think they're the best.
Okay.
The funniest thing about this whole thing is
Yeah, I'm Italian, but I hate
no.
the fucking
Like if you were to like take a poll from like other people that don't know Czech, a lot of them would be like, this guy looks like he's from Massapequa.
Yeah, I do because I'm
Is that
an
why you
Italian.
hate it so much, or is
No,
it the sports?
but it is
from 20
partially
years?
because it gives us a bad name. I hate the whole mob, like people fake gang, like Italians. That makes me sick. Like it's not how Italians are. Half of them don't speak right. The words that they use, that they try and make fun of other people, like you don't say mozzarella. That's not even how you're supposed to fucking say it.
Who's
it's
the
not- it's not
actor?
Galama.
Who's the actor in the Chick's
Into
pick
the-
this week?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, okay, because
I can never say his name. I know I can. I
You
usually
can't
say
say
Joe,
Joaquin Phoenix.
I usually say Joe Keen or Joe Quinn. Like I never say his name.
he
right.
can't figure it out.
But that's not even trying though. It's not even like you're attempting.
Whenever I say
He
it,
sees a J and he's like, it's gotta
Yeah.
be something with a J. But all people from Massapequa can't speak. These
What
I didn't say
what
they
was his
can't
name?
speak.
What did he used to be called? His name used to be something else.
River.
River Phoenix, River's
No,
brother.
no.
River's
Yeah, no,
brother.
but no, it was something else like earthy like that.
Oh,
He had another name.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
yeah.
Wind.
I
Yes,
just hate
Wind.
the people of that town, and I feel like if you move there, you would probably agree with me. But the town itself is a very nice town.
I just
There's
like
a
the
lot of
location.
good-
It's like
It's
Great
a great
location.
It's a great location. I think you would be there and you'd be like, it's a great town.
yeah.
That they have Park Boulevard, which is beautiful. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
a lot
great-
of good
it is
restaurants.
it's a great location, nice places there. The people terrible.
Yeah.
I can't. I have to let him go. This is what he. This is
And
what.
I loved the South Shore. I love when I was on the South Shore. I really liked that because I spent so many years up here on the North Shore. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But even the
It's
people,
funny. Is I when I think of Farmingdale, I think it's on the North Shore. In my head, I don't know why.
we're
I
right
don't
in the
know why.
middle. I mean,
You're right in the middle,
Yeah,
but
we're
it's-
directly in the
yeah,
middle.
but it's
We're still
probably
closer
closer to
south.
south.
Yeah.
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 well, 5 minutes. I mean, not 5, but 10 minutes to the south. You know?
No, we are.
So maybe Main Street, Farmingdale.
Oh, I
You
would
know what
love
mean?
that.
That would be
Watch,
amazing.
watch. Then they're gonna price me out, and I'll be somewhere
There's
else.
also other nice apartments that are close there that are probably a little cheaper than the ones right on Main Street, like those
Right.
like that housing right by you, like the
In the back of
in the back of like
like a,
behind
yeah,
the
by that sushi place. There's
yeah,
that
yeah,
sushi
yeah,
place
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
They have like the development too. That's I think it's relatively priced.
Yeah, you gotta look. It's.
I mean, yeah, you'd have to look.
It's exciting though. It'd be an exciting thing to.
That would be
start-
So
fantastic.
have
for
you
us.
even started to like look
No.
to sell yet, or but you know it's coming down the
Yeah,
pike?
yeah.
Would you move before you sold?
Yeah. If I start looking,
And you see
if
something?
I know if it's around the corner, so yeah, it's just there's.
That's exciting news for the pod.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long enough way. Although, like this year that I was here, it flew by. Like it's a crazy how time is passing.
It is. That's what I'm saying. You've already been on the show a year now, almost. Close.
Has it been?
He started
I don't
spring of
remember when he
last
started.
year.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
right.
couple months away, but I mean, it's been 8 months,
It's
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, it's crazy.
and before you know it, it's going to be here.
Yep.
But I was just in Glen Cove,
Yeah.
and there's a whole new Garvey's Point. There's a Garvey's Point brewery, and there's like new
Oh, it's
apartment
nice.
buildings. It's
Yeah.
like crazy. It's not really near anything, but it's nice.
My
but
issue with the North Shore is that everything is it's not close. It's
yeah.
like a
There's
pain.
like Glen Cove has like a cute little town, but there's really it's not the same as Farmingdale. It's not.
I like Glen Cove though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice, but they're putting in
I
a
lived there.
ferry in Glen Cove. This is a super
Connecticut,
to Manhattan.
Manhattan.
Yeah.
Wow,
Really?
So you're gonna have to drive to Connecticut to Glen Cove, get on the ferry and
that
take
would
it.
be awesome.
That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
It's gonna save a lot of traffic into the city.
You would,
Yeah.
you
But
would
but
hope.
Glen Cove traffic is gonna be pretty nuts.
See,
Sucks
I
for that
always
town.
hear because they tried to do that with Connecticut with Oyster Bay,
That's what I
but
thought they were
like
talking
the
about
town
Connecticut.
revolts. Like they
because it
Because they
would
don't
bring
want
in
the
a
traffic.
ridiculous. I don't know about Connecticut as much as if you tell them this is a ferry to the city, that's going to have a lot more traffic than, say, a ferry
Yeah.
to Connecticut.
But the thing is, there is already 2 ferries to Connecticut, so it's like if you're gonna
Yeah.
have a ferry, it should be to Manhattan. So that appeals to the Glen Cove people because a lot of them travel to Manhattan for work.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cut their travel.
the idea for them to instead of going up north to get the train or get on the expressway to
Yep.
just jump on the ferry.
You'd save so much.
I wish there were more ferries to Minnesota. Like
I wish there were a north-south train in Huntington, right, like
Oh,
yeah.
along 110.
You know why I don't think they do that is because I agree with you. I think especially in Huntington because of the pain it is to get north. when you go over
like
there.
it's like a halfway point. Well, if you look at the majority of
It would just
the
be such a
island.
small line. They probably would. You
For
know what
all
I
the
mean?
people, like for me I can't take the train to Massapequa.
No, I get it.
But if I could take the train to Huntington and then the train south and then the train to Massapequa, that you know what I mean?
it would be huge.
just to be able to cut it. Everyone's got to
there
go to
isn't
Jamaica.
a lot of public transportation.
Everyone's got to go to Jamaica to come anywhere
It's
on a
crazy,
different
yeah.
line.
Yeah, no.
If you could change lines in the middle of the island,
No, I don't disagree. I feel like there should be more public transportation on Long Island, and they
Yeah.
bank on your cars more.
bus,
Than,
and nobody's taking a bus. Like
No one
they say,
takes
we
the
can take the bus north and south.
the bus
Nobody's
is
doing
just
that.
as inconvenient as the car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're sitting in the same traffic.
Have
going
you ever been on
slower.
a public bus?
When I was younger,
took
to
it
go to
years
the mall,
ago.
we used to take it
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to go to the mall, but not really.
Yeah,
but I don't. Yeah,
I'm gonna try it.
I don't even know like where the bus
just wanna
is.
Just
do
to
it.
see what it's
I just
like
wanna
on the
do it.
bus once.
Yeah, I took it in Vegas once to go downtown, but like a public bus. But I want to see.
Whenever
just, like,
I've been
on a
away,
local-
I've taken public. But in New
Yeah, it's
York, the
different.
only time I've ever
just like around Long Island. I want to take it to
I've
like. I'm gonna
taken
take
the
it to.
bu- You've
Port-
never taken the bus to go to the mall just when you were younger and you couldn't
No,
get
I said I
rides?
did, yeah.
Oh, I thought okay. And I thought you
I'm
said
gonna
no.
take the bus just like Port Jeff and just to
see what it's like. See how
See,
this
but I don't know where like the bus picks you up from and what the schedule's like now.
Yeah.
It'd be a.
I only know where the buses pick you up from when I'm trying to park and I'm like, fuck, this is a bus pickup.
when it's inconvenient to you. Yeah.
yeah, when it fucking kills
You know, it's
me.
funny. Sometimes I'll be in Manhattan and I'll look up how to get somewhere by public transit. So it has like the car map, the walk map, or you can hit public transit, and then it'll tell you how to it'll tell you like what train to get on. But occasionally I'm like, oh yeah, it says this right in this corner. There should be a stop. But then I get it. I realize it's telling me how to get what bus to get on, and I go bus. I'm not getting on a bus. I'm not getting on a bus. I'm fine going on the subway, but I'm not getting on a bus. to
I've
go
never been
downtown.
on a Manhattan.
I've
bus.
never been on a Manhattan bus.
Yeah.
Don't they have double decker buses in Manhattan, or
Those
those
are
just
tourist-
tourists?
Those are
tourist
tourist
spots.
buses.
Yeah, tourist
I mean, this
spots.
subway in Manhattan is so damn easy.
Yeah, I
though.
know.
It's like I
Yeah.
can't.
It's just so gross.
It's not. I mean,
not even that
it's
bad.
really not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I always got skeeved by the subways.
Yeah.
Even before the city's supposed
But
last
the bus
few-
doesn't the bus seem worse though?
It does.
Probably. You're probably
Yeah.
right.
This-
I've never taken a city bus either, though.
The outer subways are gross, but like the subway I was in on 2 days ago was brand new. It was like inside was fine.
I'm not speaking on any experience. I just feel like they're dirtier.
But I'll say this.
Train guy, I don't mind.
I'll say this. I'm waiting to get on, and it's sort of rush hour traffic to get onto the subway, leaving from Penn. And, you know, there's sometimes a little line to get into the subway. I look right to my left. There's just a huge rat right on the platform. Like,
That's
I'm
all
like,
the subway is rats.
I'm like-
it's like their home.
I'm like, I better get on this thing fast because otherwise it's going to be where this rat's going to join me. And you get down into that subway and you just kind of put on this, like, all right, I'm in this nightmare underground city that, like, if I were to see a mouse in my house, I would scream. But, like, there's a rat, big rat, a foot away from me, and I'm just like,
Do you ever look at the garbage pail? Like the garbage is on the side of the rats running in and out of those
no,
things
I get
all day
that.
long.
But this was like as close to I am with you, like right on the same platform. as
But when you walk on the street and they walk right by
I
a
know.
side thing, I'm just saying they're all
well, that's
fucking
why
all
I just
over.
it doesn't bother me out there. But out
Fair
here,
enough. I mean, that makes sense.
but for whatever reason, out here, if I see a rat out here and I see him, the rats have made their way. They've gotten on the subway.
we were in my buddy's house watching a rat.
Yep.
Not in the house. We were in the backyard. It was on the fence line, just running back and
back
forth
and
throughout
forth.
the whole day.
yeah,
We're like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, I think they're cute.
Rats?
Yeah.
you're in.
If you said a mouse, I was like, all right, whatever. Rats
cute.
are not cute.
Mice freak me out worse because mice are smaller. Rats I could hit.
But
with
when you say cute, I could be like, oh, mouse, a little cute mouse. But rats are not cute.
Yeah.
would you get a rat as a pet?
No, I'm not saying I'm gonna get a rat as a pet, but I'm saying when I see one in the city, I'm like, hey. I'm like, that's
Oh, yeah,
cute.
it don't bother me.
Hey.
It's
Yeah.
just like it is what it is.
Well, Manhattan, it doesn't bother me as much. That's what it is. Like out
'Cause
there, it's like
it's inescapable.
it is
Yeah.
what it is.
It is. And if you think you're not surrounded by them, you're just
You're
just
insane.
wishing for the best.
What bothers me is there are
Yeah.
more out here now. They've integrated the neighborhood.
Well, it's like deer. They say there's deer in Staten Island because you get into their homeland so much with building that the deer are starting to come on
There's
like.
deer out here.
Yeah, but at least there's like woods out. Like it seems a little more reasonable why they're here than in Staten Island.
True.
Yeah. I don't know a lot about Staten Island, but it doesn't seem like there should be deer there.
No, but I know I'm not saying there's a ton, but they have deer. Just catch them.
But this place, like Fire Island, it's all deer.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
But it's,
How though? Because it's like it's a barrier island over there.
Yeah, no, you're right about
Like
that.
it's not like
They would have had to have taken the bridge.
like somebody
you imagine going on the ferry, you see some deer?
somebody
Oh, no, I get it.
One of those deer's great grandfather parents migrated to Fire Island. They got over there somehow,
So-
and now it's filled with them.
Is there that many there?
It can
All
so
over the
it's all
place.
connected though, really.
That's what I thought.
It is connected.
So you can go from Long Beach. Takes you. You can get from Long Beach to Ocean Parkway. Take Ocean Parkway all the way through to Robert Moses, and Robert Moses is connected to Fire Island. So,
It's not really an island, or is it?
I mean, there's areas I think where it maybe.
I mean, that you gotta like. I can't. I would have to. I can't get over there by. I have to
Listen,
take.
They
a
just
ferry.
had to be there back in the day, and now they're there.
But
you
it's
could
not
get-
like-
you could go, but you could though. You could go straight down. You could go
You
straight
could.
down.
Are we talking the highway route that
Meadowbrook.
the deer are taking?
There's
No,
more
I'm
deer
saying-
there than I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, but,
they're
but it makes
insane.
sense that it's not like it's not an island that they didn't get to.
Yeah.
They got there, but
Yeah.
they inhabited it.
Well, that's
Yeah.
because there's not a lot of people. It's a good place to inhabit.
I guess
Yeah.
during the winter.
Yeah,
And
Ocean
this-
Parkway's got a ton of deer on it though.
So that's where they
They
start.
do have
Yeah.
a lot of deer. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've noticed that.
So yeah, but you can walk
Ugh.
from. I rode my bike from Robert Moses.
You
to-
can get
to
over
Fire
there. I know.
Island. So
It is weird though.
If I can
when-
ride my bike there, a deer can get there.
It is. It is weird though when you're just on a beach and you had to take a ferry to get over there. It's like, why is this place littered with deer? You know,
Yeah, I know.
It's just a bizarre scene.
Yeah, it is weird. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I never
Brave.
do that. I'm not at Fire. You don't invite me there enough.
I invited
You
you.
invite me. I'm not saying you don't.
Fire Island. I get out there like
You don't
by
get out
myself.
as much as you should.
No, but I get the house like once a week a summer. So like I invite you.
No, I
the
know.
last 3
You're right.
summers.
But
We're gonna record a podcast there this summer. If we don't, then
hope
it's
so.
on
That
you.
would be
Let's
fun.
hope you're still here, Chick. Recording
No, I
with
will.
us.
I will be. As long as I have you to hit up when I feel like I want to quit.
Yeah. Can we talk about that?
We can talk about whatever.
I got a text, Ryan, from Chick today. He was thinking of quitting.
So was this before or after you guys mind recording alone?
This
or
was
have you
well,
guys-
yeah.
It was probably
considered-
during.
No, it was an hour later, like a couple
I don't know.
hours
I
later.
thought it was, yeah, but it's all mush to me.
You're having a rough week,
I'm
but
having a rough few months.
you're having a rough few months, and I get that. Like we got into it last week through text. We got into a little fight. Like you don't believe me that I thought you were sick last week,
Yes.
which he verified for me.
We won't get into that.
We won't get into it, but
In my defense, he's like, yeah, all right, I want to see it. I said, you want to see it? And he goes, yes. So I doubled it. I went, all right.
yeah.
That's
So
enough.
We won't get in there. Just use your
We
imagination.
won't get in there. But I have evidence that he was in fact sick.
Or is sick.
Is
in
sick.
the head. Yeah.
But today we get now. He sends a string of texts. What time tonight? 6 o'clock. Whatever.
At no point did I was not planning on coming today. Even if I was gonna.
that's why the text thread was a little weird because you were like, "Awesome, I'll pick you up," and then literally the next text I look at was, "You guys want to record without me?" So I'm
Yeah.
like, "What? Like, where is it?" He's saying,
I go through because I'm in my head and I'm going through it. I just have these moments where it's like I want to quit everything that I do.
right.
Right.
So
But
And
you,
I just
like,
throw
you-
in the towel
but
on life.
right from your words,
I'm
you
never
said,
gonna
like,
quit.
You feel better after you have done this.
Yeah,
Like, so-
always. And he talked to me and we had it and I'm here and I
like,
feel great.
So like, if there's anything you shouldn't quit, this should be the thing you don't quit because.
And I'm
it's-
never gonna,
It's the
but I
thing
just-
that you.
I need to tell him that I'm gonna just so I could hear that you're an idiot.
but
But then he gave me an answer that was like,
Like
all right. I was like, wait, you're not gonna yell. You're not
gonna
gonna
fight-
tell
you're
me
gonna
not
fight for this?
to.
It's
You're
like
not gonna fight for this.
it's like a girlfriend that's like, "You're not going to fight for our relationship."
Yeah. It's like I want you to do what you want to do.
Because I'm already coming off like 2 hours before, like he's screaming at me about like, you got mad because I said we do the same time every week. Which
Well, I didn't scream. You always say I scream. I just said that's not
was
true.
that he yelled through text though. Am I
It
right?
seemed a little passive aggressive, like.
But
But whatever, but whatever, it's.
Do
it's
we not
but whatever
record it
you
like
want-
the same
whatever
time
you
every
want.
week? Sometimes you don't show up the same time every week, but
We shoot for around the same time, but there's always like maybe sometimes he'll like I'm good or I'm getting home a little late. That's all I'm saying. It's not
Okay.
always. Oh my God, 5 o'clock. I'm at your house.
okay, right, because you don't always show up. But
Whatever.
like what I'm saying is like every week we get a text during when we're recording, and he says, "What time tonight?" And it's like after 6. We're good for after 6, unless there's a circumstance where we have to be out.
I feel like I need to confirm that there's no other issues.
He loves to confirm, but somebody would reach out if there was an
You're
issue.
right.
like-
Fair enough.
That's
So we
all
can
I'm
say
saying.
going forward, it's 6 o'clock unless otherwise noted.
Unless otherwise noted, which is kind of been the way we've been doing it.
You're right. It has been kind, but when you said every week, it's like that's not necessarily true.
You're right, and because in my own head, I've been getting these texts from him every week, and I'm like, Jesus, doesn't he know it's the same time every week? We haven't changed it. It's the last month we've been doing the same time.
you
fair
hate getting text you hate getting useless texts.
Yeah. I'm just like, we don't. What do we? Like he needs confirmation on this. I'm like, unless otherwise
I
discussed.
also have a lot of time right now. I'm just sitting home doing nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of time, and then an hour later, he's like, I'm thinking about quitting. So I'm like,
That was the text. I'm thinking about
yeah.
quitting.
So I'm like, honestly, if it's because I do worry about him,
Yeah.
and if it's bringing that much stress,
But
where-
it's not. It's not. This isn't the stress.
But the way I was looking, my response to that was, if it's too much for you, I said if you can't handle it, then don't do
When
it.
he said that, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I can
I
handle
can
it,
handle it.
but you can't. So
But you can't.
so that's where. I'm like, I'm not gonna force him. I'm not gonna be like,
You wouldn't
you
have
must
to force.
be
Did
here.
you have much forcing? I was doing it
No,
anyway.
he just has to be told that like we want you here.
No, I didn't need you to tell me
You're
you
a
want
part
me.
of
I
this
just have a
podcast.
and it had nothing to do with the podcast or you guys. It had
I
everything to do with
understand.
me just wanting to throw in the towel in life.
I understand that,
But
but
you're right. Sometimes I listen. I overreact, and you get the grunt of it.
is it the brunt or the
Brunt. I said grunt. I meant brunt of it. Yeah.
Hey, you don't talk like the Massapequa.
Yeah. No, not like that.
So I don't want to cause any extra stress in your
You're
life,
not though.
but I feel like I do, and
You're who I went to alleviate.
I understand that now. But I also felt like today you were at a real breaking point.
I was.
Like I almost texted you on the side, like to be like, he's really not doing well today. we got to be like.
Yeah, I picked up on. I mean, the fact that last week you canceled, and then this
But
week
see,
was
what
like trying
bothers
not
me
to.
is
He was
last week I
sick last
canceled
week.
because I was sick.
I
It
know
had
that.
nothing
I know
to
that.
do with
But
it.
the fact that you would we would cancel one week, and the next week you would still be like, maybe not this week. Like after 1 week, like, oh, we got to do it this week.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
to not feel the pressure to do it. It was like telling. Yeah.
And it was the back-to-back texts of like, what time? Awesome, I'll pick you up. To
Yeah.
how about doing it without me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I asked.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what is happening? There's so many different. I don't know where this is
That's
going.
my issue. That's all me. I'm fucking a head case.
I understand. It's all and
And
I
usually once I say it and I get out loud, I'm like, I'm retarded.
but
I
don't
just-
think that way. Like,
No, I don't mean retarded. Like I mean
I'm-
like I shouldn't have even started that. To
We're
begin
here
with.
for you, and I know you're going through a difficult time.
But you're going through more shit than me. It's not even like I'm going through much.
I'm really not. Okay, I'm
You have
not.
a kidney scare.
Oh,
you have
please.
cancer. All I am is unemployed. At the real,
Very-
it's not that much. I'm a head case. I get things. They blow up and then it
snowball
just
and-
snowballs. I'm
And
my
I
own
get
worst
that.
enemy.
I understand that, and I get that it's difficult. Like we all go through stuff in our
Well,
own
that's why
way.
I was saying. I'm like, yeah, everybody's going through it. I'm like the guy who's like not really that bad, but still making it out. Like I'm like, all right, you know.
Dude, it's not easy.
But there's no making sense of any of that stuff. Like, you know, people who are suicidal or, you know, can be very successful and have
Oh, no, that's true.
and appear to have everything, but it's just if it's you feel like you can't,
Yeah.
if you're not happy, you're not happy. That's
And it had nothing to do with the pod. It was just, it's more of like, I haven't wanted to get up and do much for the last few days.
I
It
understand.
had nothing to do with
and
this.
that's-
Could have been
like the cure to that is so
Is to
stupid
do
say
this.
is just to get up and do the do a
exactly.
thing.
And that's why sometimes when he's like, you always feel better when he said that. You
Yeah.
always feel better when you're done. I'm like, you're right. I do.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good just to come on here and bullshit and talk about it
And to get out of my house.
and get out.
I was
yeah.
talking about it. So I was on a hike today, and when I got your text, and I was started talking, I was reading the text out loud, and I was like, yeah, I said, I think he's just in a bad spot, and sometimes being alone a lot, like you can really start to like want to just continue to be alone.
Yeah,
and you think,
exactly.
but then all it takes is talking to somebody, even if it's like very short, or hanging
Brief
out
or
with somebody,
whatever.
to make and you can feel so much better. Like I've been through
Oh,
that.
100%.
And a lot of people claim that they're like solitary people. Like I like being alone, but then those same people are usually like sad people. So
Oh,
it's like,
yeah.
like you think you're solitary.
Listen, I like solidarity at some points. Like,
Yeah, but-
watch a movie
Yeah.
or do something by
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah,
To constantly be, I'm always
no
surrounded. As
good
much
for
as
you.
I'm by myself, I'm usually always surrounded with
yeah.
people.
We're social.
I'm a social
people.
guy.
Like we're so.
We wouldn't be
human
doing
beings
this
are-
if we weren't social.
and usually
people.
when I'm not
I'm
wanting
saying
to
like
be
human
social,
beings in general. Like we're
Yeah.
supposed to be. We're supposed to be a little bit social.
Yeah.
but once I stop wanting to be social, that's when I know I'm not in a good spot.
Yeah.
Because now it's not, like you said, I'm a loner. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I am doing it like certain things. I'll go to a concert alone because I enjoy. Like there's certain things I will do by myself. I don't need other people, but that's because I enjoy.
But you're also
them.
around other people with
But
that
I'm also
too.
around other people a lot, so it's I'm not really like I'm a fucking lone wolf. Like no,
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
the case.
Well, I was thrilled that you followed through and you came.
Me too.
Yeah. And today I was doing it no matter what. My quitting was more down the line, but that's even me. Sometimes I just need to say it out loud and be told shut up.
But I don't want to tell you shut up. I also want to be like if
You've earned you. I like going to you with certain things because you have tact. I guess when you even can tell me, like
yeah. All right. Well, you were about to rip my head off last week, so sometimes
not really though.
last week it was like you did it, B. You won. You pushed me too far.
Because he tries to push my buttons. I was like, you got me. You got me.
Well,
Annoyed.
I do that. That's who
I
I
don't
am.
even
and
remember what that was over. Was that the
Oh,
Schultz?
I forget. It might have been on the
No,
on the-
you were-
Heel. Well, because I asked a
It
few
might have been
people
on
if
the
they
shoulder,
wanted
so-
to go see the Schultz show, but he was on 2 of those threads.
So let's get into that. Can we get into that?
could
real
get
quick?
into that.
So we get a text from Chic. So Andrew Schultz, comedian, is playing the Garden, and he sends out multiple texts, and I'm in 2 of these text messages.
Yeah.
One's with me and you for the podcast.
Well, it's because I wanted to see if Ryan wanted to go and Pat, and
Yes.
you happen to be on both of those threads.
And Ryan immediately shuts it down. And I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, yeah, I could take him or leave him, and I don't want to see comedy in the Garden. Seemed I like go to the cellar and pay $15.
Yeah.
And then I'm on another text message, and the same thing is happening. Those people are like, nah, not really into him.
Yeah.
And he just like a.
You know what bothered me? It wasn't that everybody was not into him. Comedy's, it's subjective. Like everybody has their own interests. It was that everybody shit on me for wanting to go to see him.
I didn't shit on you for wanting to go see him.
That's how I took it.
He took it that way.
Was like, who are you to even like? Like, why do you even like this guy?
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I took my jabs because I don't like him, and I think that I do have my opinions,
and that's fine.
But I truly am at the point now where I'm not angry about any art that anybody likes. Like, if you want to like it, I'll joke about it, give my opinion about something.
That's fine.
But I'm like, how could anybody like this? Like, that's.
But I was getting it from numerous texts.
My AOL message board anger of like arguing about music. Those days have passed. Like,
there was a time.
Yeah, there was a time where I'm like, how could you possibly think that's the best rapper in the world? Like, I've been that guy. It's just exhausting.
Well, I was too, I just got, and one, I'm going to go out there. I'm a big fan of his. I think he's intelligent. I think he's hysterical.
He's charismatic. I understand that. Like when I first,
I don't disagree with B that going to see him at the cellar is. I totally agree with that.
It's not even just him.
Anybody.
Would never want to go see anybody at the Garden ever. Like,
have
I
you
wouldn't
ever
want to see
seen
my
a show
favorite
at the Garden? I'm just curious. No,
not
I'm
a comedy show. No,
I've been to one and it was good, and that's why I enjoyed it. But I love going to the Garden. So usually for me, any excuse to go to the Garden, I'll take.
Yeah, it's an experience. It sure is. I love the Garden,
but I don't disagree with that.
But comedy, man, it's meant to be in a club. And
I agree with, and I will never argue that there won't be better in a small venue.
Yeah,
I just enjoy any excuse to go to the Garden. But it was coming at me from every angle where I was like, well, fucking everybody hates this guy. Like, fuck me for liking him.
Yeah, no, it sucks. And you want people to like the guy that you like.
Well, that's the other thing, too, is you're like, all right, I thought I would get at least one person who would be like, yeah, let's go. But everybody shot me down. I was like, looks like I'm going to see Schultz by myself.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So, I mean, obviously, listen, he sold out 2 shows at the Garden.
He sold out 2 there.
You don't sell 2 shows at the Garden because you're an awful comedian that people don't like. I mean, the guy
you could go and you're gonna feel like, okay, yeah, I'm not an idiot. Other people like him.
I know.
Yeah, not everybody likes him.
I have a lot of issues right now, and I have a lot of things, and I put it out there, and I got shot down. So I'm just extra sensitive. And
I always say, like, you put this vibe out into text already, where it's like, all right, if I say something, you're gonna bust my balls, but he'll jump on me if I say something. Like I said,
you're right, and I do that. That's why I'm just ultra sensitive right now. I can't help
it. I mentioned that I'm getting into period pieces, like
Pride and Prejudice,
I'm watching The Gilded Age and Downton Abbey, and he jumped down my throat with that, and he was like, "You're doing this as a bit." Like I'm like, I don't know, dude. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And then
you're right. I give it, and I'm a little sensitive these days.
I know, and I should be more sensitive to.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't have to walk on eggshells with me if I'm a dick. No, I get it.
You're going through it, but it was hilarious being on the other end.
On 2 of them, it was great.
On 2 of them,
well, you didn't see that it was going on both.
I had the other one, and that's where I kept pushing. Yeah. Like he kept saying stuff, and there was
because then I was just trying to defend, and I don't even know what we got into that you just started pushing my buttons, and I was like, all right, you did it. You fucking won.
I thought that was when you said, didn't you say something about you like questioned his illness, and that was when you said,
I questioned his illness. I really just kept pushing his buttons
with numerous things.
I think it was on the other text with
it wasn't on the one with Ryan that I lost it on you.
The last thing I said to him, I think before he lost it, was because Pat's going to come on the podcast next week.
Right.
If we're all available.
Maybe we should be talking about this then.
And I just said, make sure Chick doesn't have a tummy ache before you, something like that.
Oh yeah.
And that's when he was like, screw you, you don't believe me, I'm sick. And it's also Boy That Cried Wolf. You've said stuff in the past where you're like, if I don't want to do it.
And I came out and admitted right away that I lied.
You didn't-
There was only
you didn't
one
do
time
it-
in 271 episodes.
You didn't do it right away. You waited about a month and a half.
No,
But
we didn't record for about a week or two, and I had something to come clean
yeah,
with.
you came
I was
clean.
telling you
Yeah.
guys for weeks I had him going to come clean.
Well, you
true.
don't come
That's
clean
true.
the day of. And I knew you were sick. But
That's the
also,
problem, and that's the problem with Boy Who Cried Wolf is if he's
When
if
you
he's-
are, you're
it's-
right,
It's hard. It's hard to
100%.
prove that you're not.
So I
Yeah.
proved it to him.
Yeah.
oh, he proved it. So all these things, the communication where there's ball busting and the maybe not believing everything you say. And in this case, I totally believed you were sick because I talked to you and you sounded miserable. Totally believed you. But like your own insecurity of
I
like
told you.
I didn't believe he was sick.
I know you didn't.
But listen, I didn't. I don't. Not that I didn't believe he was sick.
But why
sick,
would you?
But
I
you
get
think.
it.
But you think like you question it, and you're
Yeah.
like, I don't know, maybe he's sick. But I'm like, it doesn't matter if he's sick or not. Like, if he doesn't want to do the show, then don't do the
Exactly.
show. And it doesn't, I'm not really care if you're sick or not. And if that's the excuse you want to use, like, yeah, we've
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
like come up with the
But
excuses.
I
why we
was
wanna do
throwing
something.
up for one whole day, and
Yeah.
then the second day it was coming out the other end. It was just not a
you know,
good 2
it's-
days.
Again, we believe it. No, you're good.
we've got it.
Yeah, we don't need the details.
But I find, and I usually will never admit that he's got under my skin. And I was like, that's it, dude, you won. You pissed me off.
You've admitted a lot. You get to that point because then you throw it in my face. Like, you've gotten me to this point. Are you happy? I'm like, Jesus Christ. God, it is a thin line with him. It is because you can bring him right here and he likes it. He likes to be jabbed.
Yeah.
But then you go right here.
And here's the thing is, when I'm I'm ultra sensitive now because I am just miserable with where I am. And it's all
Right.
me on me and me feel it's, the insecurities pushing out. Like, that's all that is.
And
right
I'll
now,
also
at least.
and I will take
I'm aware of it. I'm not naive enough to think that
We
like,
should have got a couple of job things on the horizon.
yeah, listen, I really have been trying. That's the other frustrating thing. I had the job with B fall through because of points on my license. Another interview, I got to the final interview, and then because of one response I gave, which I'll ask you guys about this in a second. So they asked me why I left one of my jobs, and I told them I left for more money or whatever. They told the agency that got me the interview that they felt like I would leave that job again for a better, they will, and I get, but like, what
wouldn't?
answer are
Who
you
would- who
supposed to
wouldn't?
give for why leaving
Yeah.
a job?
My boss was a cunt.
Yeah.
But if you say that,
what are you
then
going to say?
think-
No,
but what I'm
I'm
saying
saying
is,
you
what's the
can't-
right
no,
way
you
to
can't- I'm
answer
just
that?
joking.
in
I
an
mean,
interview?
instead of
And this
saying
is
the
an honest
word
question.
instead of saying the word money, maybe you say just it
I
was
said
a
opportunity.
better opportunity for me.
But they were saying, so we were thinking that he's just the guy who, when a better opportunity comes, he's going to leave. That's what they told the head hunter who got me the interview, of why they didn't go with me.
Yeah, that sounds like a.
I mean, I don't
It's hard,
necessarily
to, it's
believe
hard to
it.
say anything that wouldn't sound like a lie. Like,
Yeah.
oh, just it wasn't a good fit for me, or
I feel like
I
either-
felt like I felt like I had reached my potential in the. But anything they could turn into,
They could
like,
turn
what
it
if
into
you feel like you
something-
reached your potential here? And
Yeah,
you want,
exactly.
Like everybody, like I don't want to work for you because I love your company. I want to get paid, and I want like
Yeah.
Yeah, I want
And
money.
if I get a better opportunity comes across, yeah, like unless you're going to offer me more money that's going to match my next opportunity, then I'm going to leave.
I
Why,
thought that was
who wouldn't leave?
I thought that was a safe answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
and
think
that was the answer that was thrown back at me.
that
sounds
sounds
like-
to
it
me
sound-
like an excuse. Or
No,
something
they
from
could have
them.
just hired someone else they like better for whatever reason. But that was the, I always, if I don't get a job, especially when you're going through an agency, I always ask them for feedback on what I could do to get better or what I did wrong.
Yeah.
So I know next time. And when they told me that, I was like, really?
Yeah, that's
how do I answer
ex-
that question?
Yeah,
was
that was
kind
just an
of like-
excuse for.
Exactly.
They're trying to blame it on you rather than just like
we
yeah.
hired somebody else.
Yeah.
It could have been anything.
Yeah, it just
So
sounds
that was like a
it sounds
final
like a
interview, and I went
standard-
through 3 interviews before that
excuse.
one. So it's just been frustrating. And,
The whole
I
point
have
you
more
work
things on the
is
work.
for your benefit.
What?
The whole reason you go to work is for your benefit.
Yeah.
And if a better opportunity comes across, you take it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you're supposed to better your
You're like,
life.
oh, you're supposed to. This is a team. You work for us. It's like, yeah, unless something
What?
better comes
Unless
along.
something better.
Like,
Yeah.
and what would you do? Like, you're a manager here, right? You're in charge of hiring. If somebody offered you twice as much money to do that, you're gonna say, no,
Nope,
I agreed to work here.
I agree. Yeah, like, come on.
Even the owner of the company.
Yeah.
If an opportunity to sell the place
Yeah.
to get more
Exactly.
money, and
Yeah,
he's
that's
going to
what
do
we're
it.
all doing.
Everybody.
And whether I was lying
That's
or
not
not
on you.
didn't even matter. It's just like, what answer do you give there?
Yeah.
I remember,
That's-
I remember I asked why I didn't make the high school baseball team. I asked the coach, like, because I was always so good. And I was just talking about this the other day. I was always so good at baseball. Like I always made like the travel teams, the All-Star teams. I was on like the Little League World Series teams. Like
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, like we didn't make it off the
Yeah, I
islands,
got
but
you.
I was the team representing Smithtown to be in the Little League World Series, and but then like I got really fat, and then I was on the team for like I was like comic relief on the team, I was just coach kept me around because I had a good attitude. Maybe I've even talked about that. But then I got to high school and I tried out for the team and I'm like, oh, I'm a shoe, and I've never not made a team I've tried out for, not realizing I gained 50 pounds in the off season. I didn't get make the team. And I asked the coach, I'm like, can I just I asked you, I was curious why I didn't make the team. He's like, I don't really even remember you.
Oh, Jesus.
Did he say that?
Yeah. He's like,
I respect his
you just
honesty.
didn't stand out.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's crazy that
okay.
he said that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like if
That's
if you're just a fat
actually
kid,
pretty
a
good,
fat
though.
catcher who just caught a couple balls and then struck out once, like why would you remember me?
Yeah.
I was like, but I'm Ryan. I made the All-Star team for Smithtown Little League. Kicked
I've been on the travel team, buddy, for I don't know if you know.
He's like, oh yeah, I have no. That doesn't mean anything to me.
That's funny.
I didn't
I'll
remember
never
you.
forget. I quit lacrosse in 10th grade, or not 9th or 10th grade. I hated my coach, and I went in to quit. And I'll never forget the biggest shock to me. He was like, all right, Mr. Tuttleman, I'm quitting. And he goes, all right, just drop your stuff off. See you later.
And you're like,
Didn't
you're not going to fight for this?
Yeah, that was like,
That's where it all started.
The guy didn't even fucking care that I quit.
So this
Most
is-
coaches always fight for the kid or be like, oh, even for life lessons,
worth it, yeah.
you shouldn't quit. Like,
It's worth it.
you know what I mean? But he was just like, oh, you don't want to play? But all right, see you later. I was like, fuck you.
Because coming from that, there is a point. It's like
I agree
you
with
can
you.
fight it up, but if you don't want to do it, then I don't want you on the team.
I know. But I felt like, I remember almost like, this is prove my point of why I'm quitting. This fucking guy don't even like me anyway.
So you quit. You never.
Oh,
played
I quit. I never played lacrosse again in my
lacrosse
life.
Yeah.
The dumbest thing I ever did, because I was a much better baseball player than I was lacrosse player, was quit lacrosse to play baseball. I mean, quit baseball to play lacrosse.
Oh, okay.
And then I never went back to
And
baseball.
there's also zero future in lacrosse. Not that you play
Zero
baseball in high
future,
school.
but there was college. In our school, like growing up in our high school, Farmingdale, lacrosse was huge. It was like, if you play lacrosse, you can get a free ride to college or some money to college. Baseball, the chances are slim.
It's true, yeah. My
Yeah.
cousin Chris played for Farmingdale University lacrosse.
Oh,
He
okay,
got
yeah.
a free ride there because
Yeah.
he played lacrosse.
Yeah, you'll
so-
get. I mean, if you're a pretty good lacrosse player, there's the scholarship. Like you can get money. Baseball, it's a lot harder. You got to be a lot
Why?
better.
But why do colleges give money for lacrosse? Like who
They
cares?
give money to everything. I think there's not as many kids do it, so they have.
But why? But
They have a
just
certain.
to have a lacrosse team.
but lacrosse
cares?
is big.
I
in
think it's so
college.
big on like
Is it?
this in
The
this
East
area.
Coast, it's like. I mean, I don't want to say just the
People
Midwest.
going to watch the games though.
Yeah, you go to watch the Final Four.
They
They sell
big.
out at
It's
Baltimore
big
Stadium, Baltimore Raven Stadium. They
Really?
play. Yeah, it's huge. The whole Memorial Day weekend, it's a huge deal.
And then
Yeah,
when they get,
I know in that world it's huge. Like there's literally on Long Island there's like lacrosse
Oh.
stores.
yeah,
It's like
Yeah.
the only place that can
It's
exist.
true. It's
Yeah.
it's not a, but it's getting
like-
bigger in the States. But college does have a pretty good.
but then the second they make the pros,
But yeah, I
Not
went to go
many
see.
people.
it's
I went
really
to go
just
see,
to get into college.
I went to
mean,
go see a Long Island Lizards game once.
Yeah.
25 years ago.
Yeah,
it was
same
like
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's. I know because I know a few people who played college, got a ride, and they were able to do things because of you get the degree, and now you meet people, you get some good.
most of them just
connections.
become what, like a phys ed teacher or something like that. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
Coach.
listen, all types of stuff, but one of them does announcing for them, and I mean, he was Steve Panarelli was an exceptional player, and he also. Has
And
a
what
good-
is he?
But he's got a good personality, so he was announcing
announcing
games.
now?
Yeah, he's still involved a little, but it's really you get a free ride to Syracuse. Like got a
Yeah.
4-year degree.
yeah.
Yeah.
But baseball, you have to be better, and it's harder. It's just harder to get the scholarships.
Yeah, that makes sense. Soccer. So you got to play.
I wish.
Yeah.
Did you play soccer?
I was a football family. I played football.
Football. Yeah, I got to watch him coach. This
Oh, that's
week.
right.
Yeah, briefly.
Very
We didn't even
impressive.
get into that.
He this is another thing where you have to read between the lines with Chick, where he called me up, and he's like, "What was it? A Sunday?"
Probably, yeah.
He's like, "What are you doing at 12?" I'm like, I don't know. I was rewatching Sopranos at the time, and he goes, I'm doing my last.
Well, it was the playoffs. I wasn't high that we were going to win.
Yeah.
So this is probably the last chance you're going to get to see me coach because he mentioned he wanted to.
Uh-huh.
I said, if you want to watch me coach, this is probably going to be your last chance this year.
So I took that. I was like, God, this guy really wants me to come down. So I go down to the school, and it's all these different
100 fields.
I don't like to be around all these kids that I don't know. All right, I just I'm like, he loves it. Like we talked about this on the whole way. He's involved in the families, all the kids. Like he knows everybody. Not my thing. So I go down there and and I find him and I see him. I'm like, all right, good, orange and blue team. And I find him, and I'm there for like 15 minutes. And I'm just taking photos of it, and then I look around. I'm like, it's just families with kids. I'm just there by myself in a hoodie, just taking pictures of the coach. I'm like, something's not sitting right here. I gotta go.
He doesn't say hi to my brother, who he knows,
Didn't
my
see your brother.
parents.
Yeah.
He doesn't even acknowledge. He doesn't even say to me that he was. I had no idea he was there until I saw the photos.
Well, I kind of like that. If I saw your family there, I would have definitely, because I like your brothers. I would have definitely reached out to them, and then I wouldn't have felt. I probably would have stayed the rest of the game if I.
wanted
them.
to introduce him to my nephew. I was gonna, but I was still happy you came.
Did you win?
No, we got the
so-
doors
so-
blown off
so-
us. I was right.
I'm disappointed because and if I would have got that text, I would have come. I would have.
I would have never thought that you would have drove all the way here to see it, and I should have extended it. That's my fault.
He was in Farmingdale that night. I saw
I don't
him
know.
later
I don't
that
know.
night.
He's in Farmingdale.
Yeah, the only thing that would have made me maybe not go is that I had to be in Farmingdale by 5. So
Yeah.
the idea of like going there and then
staying there
like
for
staying
5
there
hours.
or coming back, maybe not.
True.
But I would love to go with my.
I will teach. I will
my
coach
long
in PAL
my long
basketball.
lens and take like video and shots of you from a distance, like a real like.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would have loved that.
We could have used you.
could
And
do that.
shots.
PAL basketball's coming.
PAL
That I love
basketball's
to
coming.
coach.
So we're gonna do that, and I'm gonna start going to more. I'm gonna support my friend here in his coaching journey, and I'm gonna go out to more of these things. 'Cause I
Yeah,
did
I'll be
enjoy
coaching
it.
again next year, but it was the last chance this year. This year, I will say, at first I was like, my kids aren't that good, but you got to take a step back. And I looked at other coaches throughout the year, and I'm like, I was unprepared for this season. I didn't realize how much these other coaches care about like play calls and like so. All right, I know like Hawks football, which is pads and tackle. They have practice 3 days a week. There's plays. They actually have an offense that they're running. I thought flag. I'm like, we don't even practice. I'm just gonna go there and pick it.
They don't practice. None of the team.
We have one practice before the season started. Some teams might hold practices, in which I'm assuming a couple do, but majority don't. It's still young. Like there's not really.
Yeah.
It's flag. But before there, they get a little earlier and they work on all these plays. I was just helping my team trying to catch and pass. Like
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be more like a pickup game, like, me and my friends going to play flag. And it's these guys are running halfback passes, like all this stuff. And I'm like, my team got blown out and I was unprepared. I didn't have
And you
the
feel
talent.
comfortable doing that, designing plays and
Yeah,
teaching
no,
the
I
plays?
do. I just didn't realize that a flag, I thought it was just going to be like, I didn't realize it. I was out coached. I got outperformed this year. So I won't blame the kids. I mean, I got what I feel like I got the most out of what I could.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll take this year on the
I wish
chin.
Rob Sala would admit to being out coached. I like that you're owning up to your mistakes.
Because like the first game, I was like, "Wow, this guy's a little loser." Like, look at him; he's got a clipboard. Like they're running, and I'm just sitting here,
And
whatever.
you're literally the loser.
And I'm literally the loser.
Yeah.
The next week, I'm like, "Oh, this coach." Like, there's maybe one coach who else was like me, but he had a team full of kids who were like literally on the spectrum, and he has like the special team,
Yeah.
and they you let all the kids score or whatever, but like the other coaches were taking it super serious.
Were you the worst team in the league?
No, thank God we had that team.
Oh yeah,
We had a couple wins.
There was another
We did
team?
have a couple wins. We beat that team and we beat another team.
I saw a couple of good plays.
Listen, we had some moments, but overall, I felt like I didn't have my kids prepared enough. I'll say that.
Well, it was the first year you did it.
It was the first year. We took it on the chin, and next year will be better. And I know who not to pick and who to pick next year.
It's the press conference right here for the.
Well, listen, I think with kids, it's all about having fun, and as long as they have fun. But there's also a competitive part of you. You don't want to go and get your fucking ass kicked every Sunday.
Yeah.
No matter how old they are. Like if I had a bunch
Definitely.
of fucking, kindergartners, I still wouldn't want to get killed every week.
You remember that Pete Corielli joke about keeping score? You know Pete Corielli?
I love Pete Coriello.
Yeah. It's an old.
I don't know the joke, so yeah, I'd be
He does a
lying.
joke about he goes to see.
Oh, I
his-
do know
He
this
goes
joke.
to see his nephew like playing Little League, whatever. So he shows up and he's like, "Oh, who's winning? Who's winning?" And one of the mothers in the bleachers is like, "Oh, we don't keep score. It's all about having fun." So then his brother's like, "Well, so far they had fun 4 times. We had fun 7 times."
That is a great joke.
That's one of the best answers ever.
Yeah.
We had fun 4 times. They had fun 7. That's actually a very good joke. I'm glad. I wish I heard that. But
Oh man.
so there's certain, and that's the other thing I noticed in certain PAL games. So like our PAL, we keep score, but like when I used to go watch my godson, there was someone's the score would start back at 0 every quarter. So there's no winner or loser. And I'm like, what is this?
And the kids know.
The kids- you know when you're getting
the kids,
crushed.
The kids
Yeah.
watch sports and like they know
Yeah.
that there's
Yeah.
a game and they know when somebody touches the plate when they cross the end zone. Like
My
they know
team is coming up to me this week like, we suck. And I'm like, yeah, we don't suck, guys. It's,
Did you tell them it's because I suck? I actually didn't know.
Listen, I was like, listen,
didn't know
I
we were
told
gonna
my
run a
nephew,
place.
I was like, listen, I wasn't as good as I could have been for you guys. But yeah, we had some issues.
You didn't tell the team that though.
No,
Chick's like, I'm going through some stuff. I'm unemployed. I wanted to cancel a couple times, but I do have to show up.
There's nobody to text. You guys don't have cell phones, so I'm stuck. I had to show up.
I had to take text up, and I have to go this Sunday. I have to do another event for the team. I have to give out the trophies. My fucking.
I do respect that you do this stuff. Like it's something
Yeah, it's
I
great.
would not do.
Listen, I've given up every Sunday morning for someone who likes
I
to
know.
sleep, and like I missed Manchester City's game on Sunday.
You missed the Nick game.
I missed half the Nick game. Like I give.
It's something I feel like I would be like, oh, I want to do that, and then sign up to do it, and then be like, I can't believe I got to do this every
Yeah.
week.
I feel like I suck at everything else in life. The one thing I refuse to be bad at is a bad uncle.
Yeah,
So when I
no,
tell my
you're great
nephew
on-
I'm going to
You
do
don't want to
something,
be a bunkle. You want to be a funkle.
Yeah. But when I tell my nephew I'm going to do something or whatever, and I ask him if he likes it, he wants me, I'm going to fucking do it.
Of course.
No matter what I'm missing.
No,
matter what it is.
you are a great uncle, and
Did you ever think about going back to school to be a coach, like a high school coach?
So
or gym
I
teacher or
have, but
something
I
like
am
that?
so far. Like I'm not going to lie, the schooling and all that it's just a lot to dedicate myself to.
I wonder what you
but
need.
you know what?
I don't wonder what kind of schooling you need to do that. Like,
Because
you
I
need
have
just-
I'd have to go back and graduate. I'd have to get a teaching degree, right? Don't you have to be a teacher?
I don't know what you need.
You're
to do
saying
for-
just coach, not
like,
like,
like a
teach.
gym teacher and then a coach. Like I
Yeah,
think
that-
I feel
I-
like
honestly,
I don't know. Do coaches get paid on top of their
Yeah,
salary?
it's like a
So-
little extra money, but
So you get it's yours a teacher for the school that's coaching.
you're basically your teacher is your salary, and they give you a little extra to coach.
Sometimes it's not a gym teacher teaching.
No, it could be anybody.
sometimes
What
it's
if
a
you become the janitor, and then you coach
janitor
the team?
Yeah,
I listen.
Trust me. Listen, those janitor jobs
Make
are,
good money. I'm not ever
Yeah.
downplaying a janitor job.
No, and like I deliver to the schools.
I don't know
and
if you could coach as that. I would love to.
I think you just have to work
I
for the
really
school.
think- I
I don't even know if you have to necessarily work for the school.
And maybe like a head coach
Even better.
needs. To
I got to
do it,
look
but-
into how I can get into coaching. So my job in that last interview, one of the questions that they asked me was, if money wasn't an issue, what would you choose to do? I could have been like, yeah, I want to sell fudge, like
Yeah.
But I was like,
Eat fudge.
I want to eat it.
I was like, if money wasn't an issue, I'd coach kids. That's the most rewarding thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you? If money wasn't an issue, what would you be doing?
I would just do comedy. Like I know that's a cop out answer.
I don't
What-
think so
No.
because you're not making money necessarily doing it right now. Anyway, you are. But
like
not
as
like-
if
Yeah,
if,
so you
if
just
money
dedicate
wasn't a
every
job.
night.
I really do enjoy what I do. I have days I hate, but I like getting on the road and doing what I do.
Yeah.
I know that these are terrible answers.
I don't
No,
think
that's
so.
great.
What would
Yeah.
you? I feel like it's a given, but
mean-
I could be wrong.
What would it be?
I want you to say it first.
I mean, probably photography.
Yeah,
just like
that's
take
what I was
photos,
gonna- that's
landscape
what I thought it was
photography,
gonna
just
be.
You just
travel
want
and
to
take
do
take
what your
photos.
what your
but
passion
I do
is.
that whenever, and it's I've said this before. Like I like the balance. I don't mind working, so the fact
Yeah.
that I can just do that on the side is fine. But yeah, it would be nice just to wake up every morning like, all right, what am I going to shoot today? And just that be just the only question. Be like, what am I going to shoot today, or where am I going to
That's
go today?
great. If I just had a coach
Yeah.
and just worry about coaching kids and working on drills and
I
that
honestly,
be
I would
great.
produce podcasts.
Podcast.
that's
I
what
would
like,
do
and
too.
not even just like the one that I'm on. Like, I just love being around it. I love like I would just
Yeah.
like I would rent a studio. I'm thinking about now like how can I afford to rent a studio and just like have people come in and just like
Did you
produce
think about maybe
podcasts?
moving into? I don't want to say move into a studio, but like almost move into a place where you could rent out your place for pods.
Not a bad idea.
You know what I
Ryan.
mean? So it's like, but it's, you could almost charge people. So you
you
can
can
almost
make-
afford a
you
little
gotta
more of expensive of a place because now you're
have a
charging
place. Well,
people.
first thing, it's got to be soundproof. Like you can't live in a place that's too noisy. Like
Yeah.
your place, occasionally, you don't. That's stuff like that doesn't really bleed through. There's a dance studio, but you would never hear that.
No, but it
You'd never
hasn't
hear
been-
that
It was
on a
annoying for
podcast.
us, but it wasn't
Yeah.
for the
You would never
pod.
hear it on the
Nobody
podcast,
ever hears
yeah.
it on the podcast. I hear tap
We
dancing in my
used to hear
dreams.
it was like pulsating. It was like pulsating the music too on the like.
Yeah, I know the second they're coming in.
So yeah, like go like an industrial park, and then like most of that stuff happens during the day anyway. So if you record at night, but yeah, that would be great.
I
Would love to just have a studio, maybe like a couple studios. Like I see like this your mom's house studios.
Yeah.
I think they have like there's like probably 4 different sets there, and like they just like you walk in and I've never seen it, but I've just visualized. Because they have all these different sets. You walk in like there's the 2 caves, two bears set. There's the, what
Your
is it?
mom's
Your mom's
house.
house set. There's the Danny Brown set. Like there's the like that would be
They're
so cool.
networks now. They
Yeah, I
turn
know.
into like
I would
podcast
love to have- I would
networks.
love to have
that would
something
be
I
Yeah.
almost
great.
feel like
Yeah.
you could if you got enough podcasts under your belt as far as like I'm producing 5.
Let's not try to
podcasts.
push him out
No,
right
what
away.
I'm saying is like Ryan's podcast network.
Yeah, I
and
just
now
hate,
it's
like, you gotta-
have
you gotta charge-
10 podcasts under you.
We just you have to charge people to produce that.
Yeah.
And anybody I know is not like I can't charge them enough to make it worth my while to do that.
That's the problem.
You gotta like I got to like go to the city and find people who have somewhat some money
No, I
to
get
do,
it.
and
I
then
get
do it with those people. I would feel bad being like, yeah, I'll produce your podcast. It's $200 a month, or
But it's also a service
$200
and time.
$200 a week.
I mean, you do ours like I feel bad just even though you're on it. How much time you probably have to
Yeah,
put in.
it's fine. I like
No,
it.
but I'm just saying though, time is money.
So what I've been doing though for those clips though, which is fun, is I've just been going back and rewatching old podcasts, and as I watch, I just take a screenshot of the time.
So you know,
And then I can just go back and then and it's much easier than like searching for, what was this good? Like I enjoy watching it. I enjoy it's fun too to watch podcasts from 3 months ago because then you forget completely about what
Oh,
you're
you
talking
have
about.
no idea what we talk
So
about.
like I'm going through another one now. I'm just taking timestamps. Like, I'll make a clip out of that. I'll make a clip out of that.
You had good clips from the one with Chris. I enjoyed those.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, and I forget them. I forget those clips.
Yeah.
And people were like, wow, I didn't know Chris was back home.
That's funny.
By the way, it looked like a real fat, disgusting mess on that.
Well, it's better to have looked like that.
I feel
You
like
feel
I
better
look
now.
much better these
Yeah.
days.
You do look much better these days.
Yeah. You look
What
good.
was
That
doing?
sweater doesn't do much for your physique.
No, it doesn't.
But it's a nice look.
But it's nice and warm.
I want to get one of those NFL.
The hood, like the beanies.
Yeah, but there was like a line. It was like a thing for October. It was like the kind of like the cancer.
Oh, like the pink ones.
It's like the colorful ones, like a rainbow color.
I know that
Oh,
one.
And
right.
it just has like a logo.
It's
like a box. It's like a box of color.
I
and then
like
just
that
a logo
one,
in
yeah.
it. I want to get a lot. I
I
want
don't
to get
know
a couple
what
of
I
those.
gotta look. at
It's
it.
the and they
There's a name
stopped
of
doing it for they stopped doing the pink one for breast cancer. They made it all cancer. And it's got a
they
it's got a
stopped
name.
singling
Yeah,
out.
there's like a name for
Okay.
in the store. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one other thing I did watch this week, which is a pick that I have. I don't know. Are we coming up? Is it too early to?
Yeah, we're good.
I watched, and it might be. I mean, I might have to go back and think about some of the movies I watched this year. But off the top of my head, it's my favorite movie I've watched this year.
Wow,
Saying a lot right there, folks.
that's a lot. Yeah,
Guy watches a lot of TV.
Beau is Afraid.
yeah.
It's with Joaquin Phoenix.
There you go. He said it right.
It's on Amazon. You could rent it. I think it might even be on Apple. It was $6 when I rented it. It's relatively new. Directed by Ari Aster, who did Hereditary and Midsommar.
Yeah.
So it's basically he plays this guy who's like super paranoid and just like socially awkward. And he's got this trip planned to go see his mom. And shit happens that he can't get on the plane. And then it's just a fucking snowball effect of craziness that happens after. And it's like the whole movie's about his trip to go to get to his mom.
Yeah.
And it's like a horror. It's got like horror elements to it,
Uh-huh.
Comedy, drama, thrill. Like it's got a whole bunch of genres in it. If you even look at it, it says like 10 different things. I loved every second of this movie.
That's great.
It's completely out there, and at times I'm like, "What the fuck am I watching?" But it was interesting. It was good, well acted, and I loved it. I can't.
I couldn't wait for it
enough.
to come out, and then I like came and went, and like
I know it was
without-
like
with like no fanfare.
yeah.
So I was-
I didn't read. My buddy didn't tell me about it. I would have had no idea it was even out. And he was like, "Dude, if you haven't seen it, apparently this is like the movie to see right now."
Where is
And
it? Where'd you watch it?
So I got it on Amazon, and I just had to rent it. It was like $6. It wasn't even like the $20 rentals.
I'll do that.
But
That's not a
it's
bad price
long.
for that.
It's like 2.5, 3 hours. It is a long movie.
Oh, come on.
Every movie these days, I feel like it, but
It's crazy.
it's not boring. It's just fucking weird, man. Like but
Yeah.
it was excellent. It was a
He made
good
me watch the
weird.
trailer. It looked interesting. So
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I
think
can't.
I'm
I don't
gonna
even know
go-
how else to describe it.
I think I'm gonna go to the movies this week and see is the Holdovers, the new Paul Giamatti.
yeah, I want to see that.
Wait,
I
what
want to see
movie?
that.
The Holdovers is it called?
What's it about? I love Paul Giamatti.
It's about a college. It's like on break for Christmas or whatever, but there's like a few students that are left behind, like they had nowhere to go. So it's Paul Giamatti is like kind of in charge of like watching after these kids. This is a description I've seen of it. I don't know. And so it's just them, and he's kind of like a bit of a curmudgeon, like a hard ass curmudgeon.
Is it like
And
a
then-
horror?
I think it's like a kind of a comedy-ish type of
Oh,
thing.
really? Oh, all right.
You
like
sent
a dark
us this,
comedy.
You sent
Yeah,
us this text. This is the first text we got when we were going to do the Oscar stuff.
So it's like it's getting talked
That
about.
was
for,
that movie?
It's getting talked about for
Oh, okay.
Oscar.
Yeah.
Where
buzz,
could you
yeah.
see that?
in
It's playing.
theaters
It's
now.
playing in Alamo.
But is it anywhere outside of theaters?
I don't think so. No.
All right.
It was playing in Farmdale 2 weeks ago on a Friday, and I missed it.
Yeah.
That sucks. I didn't know that was. All
I
right.
would have gone there tonight if we didn't have this. I would have gone to the Alamo and
Should have bailed.
It's on my radar. It's on my radar. Yeah, see?
But don't worry, I'm not quitting. I'm not going
Oh.
anywhere. It was just a mental lapse.
All right. Good. I'm glad
You
to
guys
have
told you, you're
back.
stuck with me forever. You're gonna have a lot more of my mental.
Oh, I
fucking
know, and I can't
ups
wait.
And downs,
The
but
roller coaster of Chick.
Bo was afraid. I think it's Bo. Bo was
I was
afraid.
Yeah.
It is both.
Yeah.
Bo was afraid.
Well, at first I thought it was beautiful,
exciting,
like
yeah.
shortened, but the guy's name is Bo.
Okay. All right.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I definitely want to check that out. And yeah, anything else for you, Rye?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I don't think so. For
Yeah.
me either.
I'm good. I mean, I feel like I have something else I could talk about, but not in the amount of time that we have.
Well, then save it, please.
Yeah, I will.
Jot it down so we don't forget it.
All right.
He
Sounds
doesn't
good.
forget.
I do want to
stuff.
give a birthday shout out to it was my father and my nephew's birthdays this past week.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Big number 9 and number 70.
Wow. All right.
Yeah,
Look
man.
at them.
Wow.
Congrats. Oh, happy birthday. You don't say congrats for a birthday, right?
70, you could say congrats.
Yeah, you made it.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, check out the Jack and Brendan show on YouTube.
Can I
Yeah.
say one thing before we go? I love this week's episode. Did you get a
great.
chance to
Yeah, I
watch
did,
it?
yeah.
Did you like it more than the other ones or not yet? You don't. It might have
mean,
been my favorite one
Yeah,
so far.
I think it was my favorite one. I think the last week's had my favorite moment of them so far, but I think this one altogether was the best. I hate Jack so much though. Like I hate his character so much.
Well, can
Yeah.
I tell you? I was telling him he is very like, as far because I don't want to talk about him because I like him, but
has
he's
nothing to
not
do
a
with-
likable character.
The character's not likable.
He's
but,
a real
but he's
jerk
not. But he's
to
not.
me.
Like I don't think he's supposed to be. Like, I think,
No,
like,
I know.
think
That's why
it's-
I agree with you.
But
I
it's
agree
like,
with
but
you.
almost like typically the like the normal guy is the guy you like, and then the annoying like
Is the
guy
one you
is the one you're
don't?
like enough of this guy.
Are we biased
He's
because
so-
we know?
Yeah,
Billy?
like it's like but why are you being so mean to this guy?
Yeah, it
he's,
is.
he's like
They
he just
are-
likes you, just want to hang out with you. And it's like when they were on the couch together, I'm like, he's like, can you move over? I'm like, you're the one sitting in the middle of the couch. You move over, you fuck.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I agree. He's very mean to me. And
Dude, when he left and you were laying down,
you
watching
guys call
Pride
it a
and
character,
Prejudice,
but he is pretty rude to me.
when you at the end of it though, when you were just like when he
With the monologue.
went back to you watching Pride and Prejudice.
yeah. Why don't I pay
I
my
was
bills?
fucking dying.
Yeah, it was great.
That was a great ending to that.
And then when the power came off, it was brrr.
Yeah, I thought the ending was good. So yeah, check out the Jack and Brendan.
I just thought it was funny, like when he had the little ice cube in the glass, like when it was kind of almost like a callback because you hadn't referenced it in
Yes.
a while, and you just have like the little, you putting your ice cube in the glass.
And then you were lighting it with the fucking.
I think he would have liked this.
They
Ice
are they are fun to make, and hopefully they're.
Yeah, they're good.
You know, it's the first thing we're doing a bunch of these. So yeah, there's some hiccups, but
I think
hopefully
it's
there's some good moments.
They've all three of them have been entertaining. My favorite was this last one.
Oh, good.
I enjoyed
And
it.
they're short enough. They're like 8 minutes long.
Listen, if
so
if somebody
could-
tells you I don't have time, like it's fucking 9 minutes.
And we're not going to win this best of Long Island thing.
Why?
'Cause I can't even remember to vote. For
I've
the
been
I
voting.
keep forgetting the vote
I mean,
too.
I'm still
know.
going strong.
yeah.
If we
Great.
win, it's because
I
of
have
you.
not
Yeah.
missed a day.
Yeah,
That's
but
insane.
And like I want to like post about it every week, but you start to feel annoying like in your stories.
No,
you
don't
can't
worry.
have
I'll
a
keep a
post.
post. I post. I have it. I'm going to post again this week. I'm due for
Yeah.
a post.
Yeah.
I don't mind annoying my friends and family.
I know.
And I send it to group messages like, yo, remember to vote. I think we're going to win.
All
right.
Well,
I promise you I'm going to will us to
Wait, it's in
victory.
December, right? I think.
December 15th it ends.
Oh wow! All right, so we're
got
coming
1
up.
month
We got a
left.
month left.
all right. I'm gonna set a reminder to vote every
I'll
day.
remind you guys because I do it every day. And also because I'm up late, so it's literally after midnight. I do it almost every night.
Good for you.
It's almost like a routine now. And I'm voting for me, and my buddy's got 4 categories in there for his construction company.
Oh, all
So I
right.
vote for him too.
There you go.
I'm going to win him 4 categories and us 1.
Okay.
That's
Great.
my goal.
I hope so. I hope to see it.
And I'll tell you one thing: if all these win, we know that nobody's voting, and literally, I single-handedly won 4.
Yes.
I could single-handedly win 5 categories.
Yeah.
You definitely did.
That's
If
great.
that
Who
is the
says
case.
you got nothing going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, and being
got
that
a
I
lot
got
to be
nothing, I'm going
proud
to try
of.
and help some people out.
Yeah. Brilliant.
But
Oh,
if you made it this far.
Thank
we
you so much.
appreciate you.